So hi, I'm Esther Rechthand. I am age 71, a grandmother of many children, many grandchildren that I take care of, ranging in age from 2 years to 18. I like to be outdoors. I like to be active. I like to be busy. And I joined 5x3 about 6 years ago. It was during COVID. We were looking for, my husband and I were looking for a new, we needed a new form of exercise. Exactly when I had my first DEXA scan, but they started out normal. And then as time progressed, I started going into penia, and the doctor said, well, that's sort of normal. It's, postmenopausal. I was probably late 50s, early 60s. And she said, that's fine, just watch your diet. I can't remember, on vitamin D, maybe I tried to do some calcium supplements. I really didn't like the way, what they did to me. I didn't like them. So, and I just assumed that that's just the way it was going to be. And then in 2018, I saw my DEXA scan, and I was diagnosed with osteoporosis starting in the spine. And then I got really upset because I didn't like that. I was, always pretty healthy, and I was not happy with that diagnosis. And the recommendation was to eat a healthy diet, maybe go on some vitamin D, and do some resistance training. But I really didn't know what that meant. And my husband, Manny, who's very well known on this website, did his research. He decided that, weightlifting, was the way to go, for our age. And I'm not sure what his motivation was. Mine, I joined because I knew that I needed to strengthen my bones. He just liked the exercise, the training for what it was. I came in screaming and yelling because honestly, I was afraid and I thought I would hurt myself. And I already had one bad knee, and I was worried. I really didn't know what this was going to do, but I knew that it was hardcore resistance training. And so slowly, we got into it. And then, so now every 2 years I get a DEXA scan, and now so I had one in 2020. I think I was penia. I think I was back to penia, which was good, right? And I'd only, done a little, 6 months maybe. I'd only done a few months with you, but the numbers were better. That was amazing. The osteoporosis, first of all, didn't spread and actually got better, because I think there's 2 or 3 places that you're imaged. And then 2 years later in 2022, the numbers were even better. And my primary care doctor is a woman who's very much into health, the Mediterranean diet. And I think Mandy and I actually encouraged her to start doing resistance training on her own. She happens to be of Asian descent, and she's also small. So the last visit when I went to her, she actually had she said, these are my dumbbells, So in between patients, she's working with her dumbbells, and which is really very, very, very funny. But she goes, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. And so every 2 years I get a DEXA scan. I'm still in penia, and I'm hoping it'll, come back to normal. But every 2 years, the numbers get less and less and less.